Well, hello again, YouTube. AJ Shaver from Shaver Sales here. And yes, we have log loader trailers. 6 of them to be exact. It just goes from boom to boom to boom all the way down the row. So let me get the camera flipped around. We'll do a quick walk around on each one. And yes, it is starting to rain again. It was supposed to stop. That's why I came outside to do this video and hopefully not to get wet. But you know what? We have a waterproof GoPro camera and I don't melt. So we'll get the camera flipped around and we'll go from there. All right, so if you ever wondered what almost $250,000 looks like, this would be it. And so basically we have a CX612 10K, a CX714 14K, a CX716 16K, my personal trailer, which is a 716 16K with a wooden deck, toolbox, bunk rails, trucker straps, and ramps. Then we have a twin to it, same thing. And then we wrap up with a 714 1400 from AM Machinery. That one does have 36-inch solid sides versus the standard 24. So we'll go down here and do a little quick walk around on this and go from there. All right, I'm trying to keep the water off of the camera lens here. So this is the CX612 10K, and basically all of the numbers do mean something. It's 6 feet wide, 12 feet long, 10,000 pounds is what all this stands for. But me being me, I went ahead and upgraded the axles on this in case somebody wanted to register it for 14,000 pounds. And we did go ahead and put 7K axles under this. And also, again, with me being me and erring on the side of heavy duty versus anything stock or standard, we do have the 8-lug solid steel wheels, and these are a 17.5 in that load range J category. So same tube steel frame, same telescopic front dump cylinder, same 24 inches worth of solid sides, 24 inches worth of mesh. Then the loader on this one is actually a 13-foot reach grapple. That's what the PID 13 stands for. So it will go 13 feet from the center of the outriggers to the center of the rotator. No, this is not all the way out. It'll go just a little bit more. But I have all of the log loaders sitting like this just to prove a point that all of our loaders can load the tow vehicle. So not all of them on the market do that, but ours do. As far as the hitches go, I think all of these have a pintle ring on it, and we can do a 2 5/16 ball, and we can also do a gooseneck hitch as well, but then you lose the option for loading the tow vehicle. The same controls that you're used to seeing. Some would say it runs on more of the John Deere / optional, excavator control, kind of category. See if the camera will focus in on that or not. So the outside two here are your outriggers. The center one is actually the grapple open and close, and the red top knob is the dump cylinder. We do have this one outfitted with a Honda. Normally we need a little bit more horsepower, so it's usually at 390. This is a 240 electric start. We are now offering an in-tank oil filter. The next round of these is going to come out with a little hydraulic oil fill gauge here, and then we are also going to be doing the oil change remote coming off of the bottom of the engine and getting it out past the frame with a 90-degree angle, so when you go to do your maintenance, you're not making a mess all over the trailer itself. So with this one being 6 feet wide, it does have the fenders on it, but it does sit a little bit lower than your standard deck over dump, which we'll get to next. 4 heavy duty tie downs, front corners left and right, and then in the rear corners left and right as well. Big barn door gates that swing and latch open. All right, next on the list, everything again holds true. So this is a 714 14K. And all of that meaning, CX, sorry I forgot to mention that in the last go around, the CX designates a dump trailer. If it's a CXRF, that's a skeleton frame, non-dumping trailer. So there's the logo. So with the, not logo, but decal, so we are 7 feet wide versus the 16 foot wide as the previous one. So 7 feet by 14 inside the dump box, 24 inches worth of steel sides, 24 inches worth of mesh. And then this one we do have outfitted with the PID 17, meaning 17 feet worth of reach on the grapple, and right about where it's sitting here at the half reach point on the loader, that'll pick up like 2,300 pounds at the half reach, and probably somewhere around 1,200 to 1,500 pounds at full reach, but it does have plenty of pulling power in it, where if you wanted to grab onto something and keep dragging it closer to the trailer until it came to the point where it could be picked up, that would be perfectly fine. It is suitable for doing that. We do have a Kohler Command Pro 14 horsepower on this one with an electric start. Sometimes the Hondas are harder to get a hold of, and I know we've talked an awful lot about the Hondas before, but we actually found that the Kohler is offering a better warranty. Everything on the motor is a year, and the electronic pieces on a Honda, like the starter, the magneto, different components like that, are actually 30 days. So we're very, very familiar with the Kohler motors dealing with brute force. So plenty happy there. We are doing the overslung springs and axles versus the underslung on the low profile trailer. These are actually the same 7K axles that are on the little guy over there. Still sporting the 17.5 Loader Range J tires with the 8 lug. We have the barn doors opened up on this one so you can see what that looks like. And we actually outfitted this one with the rear nest as well. The pin pulls out on the passenger side, and this can pivot around and store in the open position if you were dumping off large amounts of debris. Then this gives you a tie down hook. You can go in here and go up and over the loader that's sitting in the cradle to the other side, just for highway traveling purposes. Back up here without falling off the cliff like that. Again, front and rear D-rings. And 7x14 on the inside of the trailer. All LED lights the whole way around. Electric brakes on both axles, of course. Electric breakaway system on it. And we do keep a separate battery for the breakaway and a separate battery for the electric start. Your truck will charge the breakaway battery, but not the actual electric start battery itself. Same controls up on the platform for operational purposes. We can put a hydraulic winch on any of these models. I was just backing up here and I saw the holes. I don't know if you can see them, but right up there on top of the boom, that's where we mount in a 4,000 pound pull hydraulic winch. We can either do synthetic rope or your traditional cable as well. All right, so we have gone from 12 foot in length, 10,000 pounds, to 14 foot in length, 14,000 pounds, to now we are in more of a commercial 16 foot in length, 16,000 pounds. And what really makes it nice with the 16 foot body is this PID 19 log loader. This will reach 19 feet from the center out. It will pick up 3,000 pounds at the half reach, which is right about where she's sitting. When you get this secondary boom pretty much straight up and down, it will lift 3,000 pounds. So we do one series bigger, which is a 21, that picks up 4,000 pounds, and then we stretch that one for 23 feet, being a PID 23, and that'll lift like 35 to 3,600 pounds. And but I think we used to say that the most popular trailer that we had was the 714, but this 716 is definitely picking up steam this year. It will have a cargo capacity somewhere around 8,000 to 9,000 pounds. You know, again, we are building these with true weighted axles. I don't tell you have to have so much tow weight or hitch weight, you know, to get the carry capacity up. You know, if it's a 14,000 pound trailer, it's twin 7s. If it's an 8,000 or a 16,000 pound trailer, it's twin 8K axles. They are Dexter axles. There are brakes on both axles. The 8Ks do step up to the larger, I think it's 2 3/8 inch brake pads on them. Very, very stout, very, very heavy duty. The one next to it there is actually my own trailer, and you've seen that video out there doing some pretty heavy lifting before. So this one also carries the rear nest on it. Log loader does stow right in the center. It does keep the grapple outside the back doors. It makes it nice and easy for around town transport, so you're not tickling the red lights when you go by. I'll have to stop and put the actual cubic yardage dimensions in the ad or in the description down below. But very nice trailer. I do like the semi-black on this. It's very, very sharp. Oh, and I'm partial to that because my Ram 3500 is all black, so really made it a nice looking trip down the highway. So 14 footer, 16 footer, 14,000 pounds, and 16,000 pounds. 19 foot worth of reach. Lift capacity is 3,000 pounds. All right, these next two trailers are practically identical in every way. The one on the left is a Honda. The one on the right is a Kohler Command Pro. Both offer a 54 inch by 24 inch by 18 inch toolbox. Both the trailer frame and the dump frame have been hot dipped in galvanized. So I know what the PA winters up here do to normal trailers, so we opted to go ahead and have them hot dipped. Both have ladder style ramps that store underneath. Both have the rub rail and trucker straps. The square bunk poles are removable, so if you want to move them around, add more of them, do whatever your heart so desires there. I put these 4x4s on the deck because we were setting some logs on this one just as a demonstrator, and I didn't want to scratch up the deck. And so I scratched it once and said, you know what, we're going to put these back on, and just that way it stays nice and spiffy new for the owners. This is where the ramps clip on the back of the trailer. We did a flush mount for the square poles going in, so if you're sliding pallets around, nothing will, you know, get caught or snag. Again, 8K axles. I do have to bring home my pressure washer because this one's dirty. Sorry that I missed that. Again, big ladder ramps underneath. Very similar breakaway battery, LED light junction box. The electric start battery is underneath the toolbox over there. Same telescopic ram. Kohler Command Pro, 14 horsepower. It's about a 10 gallon, I believe, fuel reservoir on these. I forgot to mention that earlier. So this is the wooden deck model. It's got the same headache rack as off of our CXRF, the bunk skeleton trailer kind of design. These trailers are really handy if you are moving more log length than actual loose or debris. We do stand up some plywood on ours to kind of do a quick box for delivering some firewood as need has it, but also if you're just stuffing brush in it, you can dump the brush off. But I like having the no side option, because when you go in with the grapple, then you don't have to worry about hitting the sides. You can kind of sneak down between the poles and pull off the wood. The last 4 grapples here are all 48-inch, well, technically 5 including that one. So they do squeeze down to about a 3x3, 4x4 kind of area. The one all the way down the end that we started with, I forgot to mention, was actually a 36-inch grapple on that, and it has no problem picking up both of those logs that are in the grapple as it sits there. All right, last but definitely not least, this one reverts back to a 714 1400, which means it is a 7-foot wide, 14-foot length, 14,000 pound. This one is from AM Machinery up in Canada versus the Camex brand that is down in Mexico that we've been dealing with this year in 2020. Same thing, 7x14, 1,400 pound, 7K Dexter axles, the 8 lug load range J tires. The loader is a JMS 170, again meaning 17 feet worth of reach. It will pick up about 2,300 pounds right there at the half reach point. Has plenty of power to get stuff up and into the trailer. We did customize this one with 36-inch solid sides, so that's why you see the little divot up there in the very front rack. That way the loader can get in there and still get pretty low on the body. We do have the Honda GX 390 with an electric start on this one. Electric start battery over in the corner. Same kind of junction box and breakaway battery there. No in-tank reservoir on the AM Machinery one. That was an upgrade that we came out with the Camex brand. Bearing buddies on both axles. No ramps on this one, but what we did add are clamshells. So when I come around the back here, you'll be like, what are these? So these are clamshell halves. The pass-through grapple slides into the little pocket down here on the bottom. So like the very end goes in there, and then there's holes drilled on the grapple itself. So this pin slides through the grapple. That's what holds them on, and it does give you a nice clam bucket for scooping up stump grindings or whatever you might have. We've tried storing these in different spots on the trailers. I think my favorite spot is actually underneath the frame, is pretty much the preferred spot where I want this. And then we were trying something different here with the rear nest. We offset it to one side. That way you could still open one of the gates on the back versus being in the middle, like the Camex trailer. And then this is actually heavy duty enough that if you wanted to grab this with the grapple, you would have that as an option as well. Again, we do the tie downs inside the bed. There's a better shot of that front tapered headache rack to make sure the grapple fits in there nice. Again, all LED lights, 7K axles. All right, well, it's coming down pretty hard right now, but I have had this idea in my mind for a while that if I ever had a bunch of log loader trailers here, I would play pass the baton or pass the log. So I'm gonna grab it, go the full 360 set down, go to the next one, and just see if I can't move the logs all the way from the low profile 612 all the way up to the yellow 714. So I'm already wet, so let's see what we can do. Yay, and the camera is still blinking red. Success! We have moved 2 logs from the far right to the far stage left. Well, for once this week, something went right. I didn't drop a log on a trailer, the power pack didn't run out of gas, a line didn't break. It's just been one of those weeks where it just kind of felt like every day was a Monday. But there you have it, folks. We moved 2 oak logs from left to right. I think the video is about 11 minutes there. Not sure if I'll speed it up or not for a time lapse or whatever, but there she is. All right, just had a little rain shower move through and got water all over my glasses. So I just want to say thank you for watching this video. And if you are interested in these log loader trailers, please give us a phone call. It's 833-SPLITTER. That's 833-775-4887. You can also email me at sales@shaverequipment.com. And then over on our website, shaverequipment.com, there's a request a quote tab. If you click on that, it'll ask you a couple of quick questions on what you're interested in. So when we do actually communicate via email or phone call, I kind of have a brief idea of what you're looking for and can get you a quote pretty quick. Again, we do all these videos just as an advertising piece for what we sell. We are not the manufacturer, but we are a manufacturer's rep and sell all of this kind of fun stuff: the log loader trailers, the brute force equipment, the splitters, processors, cleaners, conveyors, the Halverson wood products, skid steer mounted processors. So if there's anything we can ever get you a sales quote on, please let us earn your business that way. And I am AJ Shaver. Just want to say thank you so much for watching, and we hope to see you again soon.